Welcome back to Darkness Within in pursuit of Loath Nolder. You joined me here today, a day after I began this game, excited and enthralled to come back. Today I am accompanied by a very nice Brewdog Near Beer Hazy IPA. I much prefer it to the Dark Amber Hellraiser, although that one had a cooler can. And I will now pick up right where we left off, which should be a dream, I hope. We're getting into bed at the end of a long day. At last I will rest. We'll see about that. There it is. There's the quintessential nightmare. Who could it be? Who is knocking at my door? Shadow? I don't know if I remember the painting having that shadow on it. Guess it does. I don't remember turning the radio on before I fell asleep. What's up with the radio? Something weird's going on with our home appliances in this game. Like our phone's voicemail wasn't working and... Alright, I have to go answer the door now. I'm not gonna just make fluff commentary. I know that there's something scary waiting for me out in the hallway, but I have to go see what it is. What? Someone was knocking on my door. Someone was. Where is he? That's an abnormally dark hallway, don't you think? It's dark. What's happening? Hey, is anyone there? Strange, didn't I hear knocking at my door? The lights are out except for the one in front of my door. I think there is a problem with the electricity. And what is that weird sound coming from beyond the darkness? We don't still have that lantern, do we? Okay, no, we can't access our inventory. Which has me thinking that, you know, we're in a dream. And if we're in a dream, it means that developers have free license to hit me with any jump scare they so please at any time. What is happening to the radio? I hear someone talking. It didn't turn off completely when I turned it off. That's a bit strange. Are you kidding me? Again? Who is it? Please, 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 please. What is going on? I don't understand. I think I see the smoke that was downstairs in that little well. What is going on? Who is this? Is this a joke? It is darker here than before. It's not real. I think things are distorting. The weird monotonous sound is louder now. I'm starting to feel afraid. Starting to feel afraid. What is the meaning of this? Or is this just a dream? It's gotta be a dream. Come on. Come on. Don't actually make me think this is real life. What's happening? Hi!
Oh God.
That's a person. But it was a dream, right? Wellsmouth State Hospital, November 6th, 2011.
Listen, I need to ask you something about him. He woke up several times during the night. Each time he claimed there was some kind of creature sitting on his chest, preventing him from fully waking up.
It wasn't a dream?
Does he suffer from nightmares or any other kind of problems?
Oh, shit. Shit, I didn't get to look at my investigation stuff.
I see.
Is this Arthur here with me?
Stress, most likely, brought on by pressures of work combined with not enough sleep. You're his friend. When he gets out of here, tell him to take a break. A long break. He needs it.
So this is the doctor. Day 2 after hospital observation, November 8th, 2011. So this is 3 days later. Oh, is that me?
What's happening to me? I've been suspended from my police job until further notice. The doctor told me I've suffered a nervous breakdown. They told me I woke up everyone in my apartment building 3 nights ago with my screaming. I don't remember that happening.
You did scream pretty loud.
What's wrong with me? These dreams I keep having, they seem so real. This case, there's something about it. I feel connected to it somehow. But why? Maybe if I could solve it, I could understand some of the other things that are happening to me.
That's right, work through your trauma. Motor outside? Phone call.
I'm not at home at the moment. Please leave your message.
So now my voicemail's working.
Hi, Howard. I just called to ask you if everything's all right. You had a breakdown, you know. You've got to get some rest, mate. I will call you again, mate. Look after yourself. See you soon.
Arthur's a good dude. I hope nothing bad happens to him. I shouldn't have said that. I better take my medicines the doctor ordered. How much do we know about this doctor?
Message 1. Hi, Howard. You had a break? I will call you again. Look after yourself.
I've still got my inventory, so once we take our schizo pills, I think I will have a look at some of the items we picked up. Glug, glug, glug. Let's go ahead and have a look at Clark's organizer. So this was in the well, and I don't know if the game wanted me to have already looked at this. Oh, bugger, there's a password. It's a 4-word password, 4-letter, or number. So that actually doesn't help us. I get the feeling that we're gonna get into the real brutal part of this game now. I really do think that it's gonna tell me go be a detective before long.
He woke up several times during the night. Each time he claimed there was some kind of creature sitting on his chest, preventing him from fully waking up.
I'm curious. Some creature laying on my chest while I sleep. That's not something mentioned in one of these poems, is it? Funny enough, actually, I just read Lovecraft's book of the Lurking Fear last night with Kaylee, and it seemed to have a lot of similarities to what's going on in this game, what with strange tunnels being found underground and investigators crawling through them. Maybe we can leave. I don't know if they're going to let us back into our office. Is this a dream too? When I walk out the door, will the world still be the same? Yep, looks like the same old world. At least it's not a bad dream. Alright. So something in Clark Field's house made us very significantly ill. The office is mine since I was promoted. And that seems to have sent us home and given us some kind of night terror. The two things must be connected. Something in his basement was inducing terror. Now that I know I can underline stuff, maybe I can find something interesting here. Place of burial. Clark Field was killed on October 21st. Okay. So there are some things in here that I previously did not find. Cause of death, suffocation. According to this report, Jonathan received a packet from his brother Clark Field. Mr. Field's cellar smells strange. Something in the air that makes me feel dizzy. And he was killed on October 21st. Whoa! Oh, no way! You have to combine clues in this bar here. Okay. Something in the air, strong scent, and the Harmall smell. Were all the things I saw hallucinations? Did the incense cause me to experience strange things? Hallucinations? ? Okay, we're going places now. We're going back to the Nolder's house, much as I don't want to. Maybe there's something there that's changed or something we missed. I should search here more carefully this time. It's like he's telling me that there's something we missed. Who's this dude? Something is up with this little statue I missed before. What? This is the wooden statue, isn't it? The one we read about. Okay. So what's the deal with him? He's got some weird thing on the back of his head. And a false compartment. These notes describe the recordings that Mr. Field made. Okay. I have not yet seen this, so I will give it a good thorough read now. In my teenage years, it was my only joy to examine and roam through places where rumors had spread. Human lifestyle was not for me. I always searched for the ways of the inhuman. I visited old cemeteries full of dread, old ruined buildings, and spent most of my time in these places which were suffused with the black veils of myths and rumors. One day, I bought a sound recorder and started to record the environmental sounds of the desolate places where I'd been spending my time alone. Fairly soon, I had a large collection of recordings. Some nights when I couldn't sleep, I used to put my headphones on and listen to those sounds which seemingly did not belong to this world. When carefully heeded, the sounds almost materialized to be touched genius lowkey could heard. There's that word again. These notes describe the recordings that Mr. Field made. I wonder where they are. When my secret treasure trove was discovered by my family, because Jonathan blabbed about it, all my recordings were destroyed. They forced me to go to a psychologist for 1 year. I could still remember how Jonathan used to call me Ghoul around that time. Anyway, against all odds, I never abandoned this. I think I can say my passion. Men never abandon the things that are bound up in their hearts. Even if they are suppressed, they never forget. When I was just 22 years old, Jonathan and I became solely responsible for my father's company. I had no time whatsoever for anything else but work. I was so happy when I took over the company from my father. I will never forget that period of my life. Today I bought myself a new tape recorder. As I said earlier, I would never abandon my passion. I can now pursue my interests in a serious and mature way, without the recklessness of youth. Cassette number 1. Record number 1 and 2. Old and now used Moorland Cemetery, Branxton. Now that is an interesting location. Can I write that down? No. Branxton is a small old town which was established 18 miles northwest of the city center of Wellsmouth. The farms, which are situated whilst going to the north, are as old as the town itself. There are stories which have been told for a long time about a tomb in an old and now unused cemetery, called Moorland Cemetery, that is situated right in that old part of Branxton. It is said that some nights, strange noises and indescribable disgusting smells come from within that tomb. Some people who use the rough pathway, which passes 150 meters west of the Moorland Cemetery, relate that they saw some tortuously twisted silhouettes, and heard some howling and screaming and squeaking, sounds that couldn't identify. I started my recordings here at about 2:48 a.m. It was so dark and overcast that it was almost impossible to see the surroundings. I used a small flashlight, but I had to be very cautious because of rumors about some grave robbers who plundered the old graves by spreading all the bones around in a disgusting, inhuman manner. The metallic, half-open door of the notorious tomb had some figures of half-reliefs similar to Rodin's The Gates of Hell. It was rusted and had started to crumble away, the effect of the passing years. The spacious interior really smelled awful. The cover of the stone tomb was broken, and the interior was visible through an opening. The floor of the tomb had collapsed into a wide underground hole. I heard that during a strong earthquake 4 years ago, some parts of Brankston collapsed into underground holes or caves. I think that the same earthquake was the reason for the collapse of the tomb. I recorded both the interior of the tomb and the building surrounding it. Recording number 3, in a cave near the Northwood Forest. The whereabouts of this cave, which is located 3 miles away from the notorious Northwood Forest, is not widely known. It is connected to some other caves that form a complex underground network. It is rumored that a lot of people have become lost inside and never returned. Some people claim that they have seen fires inside, and heard some sinister sounds coming from the depths of the cave at night. Recording number 4, by the dig in my cellar. Some sounds are coming from the well in my cellar. I don't know what lies beneath it or the reason for its construction. From the top of the well, I used a flashlight to examine the well, but it was too deep for me to see the bottom. The sounds coming from below made me think there are some animals down there. I believe that it must connect to a tunnel that leads somewhere outside. Recording number 5, in my bedroom. For some time, I have been woken up by squeaking, trembling, and slight wind sounds whose source I can't identify. Several times, hardly suppressing my fear, I roamed the house but couldn't find anything out of the ordinary. It's said that in old houses, these old noises are common. I guess I just have to get used to it. Recordings number 6 and 7, in the well. I decided to examine the well because the workers I hired for restoration left the job half done due to some sounds they claimed to hear from within inside. The rusty ladder that I hadn't dared brave before was my only avenue. I brought a strong flashlight to inspect the interior. I decided to record some sounds down there, but I could only record some sounds in the rooms that the tunnels led to. When I listened to the recordings later on, I noticed some defects. There were some deep noises and rumblings on every recording. I think that the dirty and choking atmosphere of the well caused my recorder to malfunction. Right. Recordings number 8 through 10 in Ivar's place. I had an opportunity to make some recordings in the worm-eaten place which Ivar and some other friends of his are using as a meeting place. When I told Ivar that I wanted to make some recordings, he preempted me with a strange, disturbing smile on his face by saying that he was sure that I would succeed in making great recordings. That building, which seemed so strangely strong while showing the signs of rottenness all over, made me feel very uneasy. Christopher T. Dredden, one of the 3 men in that meeting apart from Ivar and I, told me that this place was built by an unknown witch. I couldn't be sure as to whether he was being serious due to the sardonic smile perpetually on his wizened, thin, long, and pale face whilst he spoke to me. Christopher Dredden. What a name. Someone named Christopher T. Dredden was also with Mr. Field and Ivar during the meeting. Okay. Find the Christopher T. Dredden hidden thought. That's something we've done. He said it was built by a witch. I feel like we still have not gotten a highlight off on Ivar. Maybe I just haven't highlighted him properly. Well, we learned some from that. I'll take it. I'm not sure if that was there before and I just didn't notice it, or if it really was just something new. I haven't still got that lantern from the night before, I don't think. What is this? The Case of Alfonso Rugger. We've heard that name before. No, we've heard that name. He helped compile a book. I forget which book it was. I'll just read this real quick. Summarized below are the known psychological problems caused by taking the hallucinogenic mixture called Dversahi during a heightened emotional state. Exempla gratia, excessive anger, worry, fear, etc. Uh-huh. No, that's damn interesting. You better take note of that. This is a huge clue. Dversahi. Come on. These psychological problems can sometimes be extremely harsh and even lead to permanent madness. It is known that some esoteric ethnic groups use this secret mixture in their religious rites and festivals. A typical example of this can be found in the notes of the famous occultist and philosopher Alfonso Rugger, dated October 2nd, 1833. His notes cover the period from the time from 11th of October, 1832, to the time of his death on the 12th of November, 1833. For more information, please refer to the book Dversahi, A Black Void, which relates his experiences with Dversahi and was compiled after his death with his handwritten records. We should get this book. Yes, you should. Damn it, there's so much important information here. Take note of it. And then October 2nd, 1833. After extensive trials, I can say that Fasahi has profound effects. Its ability to alter consciousness is unbelievable. Unfortunately, my detailed research has only uncovered a few fragments of information about this mixture. Even though its effects are short-lived, the experience is very powerful. It is difficult to describe, but I would say that it pushes the soul to its very limits. I must add that I feel a strange sensation from it, as though it creates an emptiness inside the body. But of course, these are very vague descriptions of my experience. Perhaps someone else would describe it very differently. Do I not get any clues from that? This whole thing was a clue bomb. Nothing at all in here. Still, we learned from that. Soul metamorphosis. I have never heard of such a thing before. Okay, hold up. I just found something out. You can, anytime you underline something that's important, it doesn't matter how many things that are unimportant you underline, Howard will note the important thing. Mushroom cults. Yes, I read a book about them. They were cults which used hallucinogenic mushrooms. Alright. So not to get cheesy now, but I've read through everything and clearly have missed some important stuff. So I will now be doing this the cheesy way. Seems to be all there was in there. But we did find some new stuff. Alright then, I guess we're going back to the freaky-ass basement. Do we still smell that smell? That smelly smell? After that strange incident, I'm not returning there ever again. Okay, be that way. Still don't know what this electrical panel is about. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything else down there begging for my attention, so let's get out of here again. Yes, leave the field residence. Well, for the sake of progression, maybe we get a little hint. How do hints work in this game? Is this the hint button? No hints available. Tight. Alright, you know what? Let's try doing auto doc research at least. So this will show me any important clues that I may have missed in a document. Allegedly. Or maybe it won't because I'm on the senior detective. So happy I did that. Nothing particularly interesting. Is this even gonna work? I'm gonna keep on going until it shows me something. Okay, hold up. Mr. Field wrote that he broke the ladder while escaping from the well. So, maybe this counts as a spoiler, maybe not. There's a lot of documents in this game. You gotta hand that to me. And I caught a lot of these clues, but we're finding things. He broke off a piece of the ladder, fell into the darkness. Okay. Let's see what else I've missed that's apparently important, and then we'll start smashing clues together. Nope, I found every clue there was in the first letter, so I can be proud of that. To be totally fair, the alternative to this is that I literally just drag my underline through every single page in the game. So it's not like I was doing real detective work. Wow, I found everything there was in there. Just more genius lowkey. Well, shit, the thing is, there's other documents and other places that I haven't fully looked at. He was born 1976. Okay. Should have seen that coming. We are on a document search to find out what there was in every single document in this game that I could have missed. Okay, this one's gonna piss me off. What, did I miss anything on this? Because it seemed like it was so much important information. Really? Nothing? I'll believe you, but I won't be happy about it. Oh, look at this. There's a calendar in here I didn't notice. A desk calendar on which some dates have been marked. January and February. Dr. Tretton? There's a doctor's name in here. That seems important. He was meeting with a doctor. We should know who this doctor is. Books up here I didn't see. I notice new things every time I go to these places. Except in this case, the new thing is not important. Okay, what have I missed in here? Mr. Field's life changed when he took over the father's company at age 22. Okay, that was an important event. Cassette number 1. Mr. Field made some recordings while he was at Ivar's house. This is a good clue. Alright. Meeting at Ivar's place with Christopher Dredden. Is there anything else I can piece together before I start getting into it? I don't think there is. You know, I suppose I could go take a look at the poetry book back in my house. It's possible that has something of importance. Clark's date of birth was 1976. I wonder... That's not the code to his thing, is it? Now how do I... Forgot your password? Press space. Whoa, hold up. Reminder note. When will the triumphant witch be reborn? Ooh, boy, that's a big one. That's big. I'm glad that I tried a password. Okay, we've heard multiple allusions to a witch. I don't know if any straight up said. This isn't something in the poetry book, is it? He says. I know a poem called Time of the Triumphant Witch by Edwin Pickman. He's one of my favorite poets. Actually, this is his book. Alright, The Triumphant Witch. Here is the poem. I'd better check it out. Curb your hate. Harold Gallo died. No natural death. He killed himself that night. Harold died. Gallo's home. He was carving the sign 11 on his brow with an old rusty blade. This is the story I've kept on this soul of mine. Everything started for me on the 1st of April, 1699. That was the date on which Harold's soul took flight, and I'm sure tomorrow will be the witch's triumphant return. April 1699. So... does that mean 1699 is the encoder? Password incorrect. Okay. Let me read the whole thing in case there's context I'm missing. It was noisome, bleak, and stormy night, that night after my friend Harold Gallo died. He was just 18, so full of life and bright, found dead alone in his home by the riverside. Then, as the storm was roaring, trees swung left to right, I heard that awful story now carved in my mind. It was about a witch who will not be seen in daylight. She was betrayed by our people, cursed the town, and died. She lived in the forest, too close to our town, so no one would dare to enter from dusk until dawn. Seldom she came here to buy some food or a gown, and never said bad things nor caused us any harm. Still the young ones of the town, their fear grew great. They said to the people, the witch must be burned as such. But the old ones stood against, said curb your hate. They cried, betraying her brings trouble far too much. Yet the young ones, scared, thought that she could be burnt so fast, and they called the witch hunters to burn her down to dust. Without proper inquisition, they put her in a cage. No words came from her mouth, neither curse or rage. As the devouring red flames shone before my eyes, those damned hellish words were heard within her painful cries. You'll pay for this foolish act with your own children's lives. They'll die when they're 18. This will be your woeful prize. Thus the story ends here, but the curse endures anew. 6 children have died with the sign of the witch on their brow. At the same night, come the next morn, we've had a newborn, and the sign, so rumors say, numbers when she'll be reborn. Wait. At the same night, come the next morn, we've had a newborn, and this sign, so rumors say, numbers when she'll be reborn. The sign is an 11 in Roman numerals. Yes, I'd seen that sign before, just before Harold died. No natural death, he killed himself that night. He always acted strange, but last in my sight, he seemed not quite himself, like a doll can be thrown aside. I snuck into Gallo's home and found a spot to hide. Then he came in silence and went up like night arrayed. clad in black, face pale moonlight, eyes so wide, and his chamber was changed, mirrors all round displayed. Then I followed him upstairs, as silent as a thief. What I saw is much for me, my beliefs cracked beneath. His chamber door was not closed, to me he held his back, but I saw a reflection of pale face colored with bloody awful relief. He was carving the sign 11 on his brow with an old rusty blade. Then he cut his own throat so quick he did not hesitate, and fell down to the floor, still alive, and shaking in pain so great. Then I ran away into the night, all I could feel was coldest dread. This is the story I've kept in the soul of mine. Everything started for me on the 1st of April, 1699. That was the date on which Harold's soul took flight, and I'm sure tomorrow will be the witch's triumphant night. Does this mean his passcode is just 11? Probably not. Alright, you know what? Let me try doing the auto doc on this. Wait a second. Was I supposed to, like, actually... Okay, so I totally forgot that I could be underlining stuff. Shit, I did the wrong thing. Gallo carved the XI on himself. This is just annoying. Okay, so I forgot that this is like a whole thing and I'm supposed to be looking for stuff to underline. Mirrors displayed all around. It wasn't 11, but it was 9. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go for the magnifying glass here. Shit, 18 years old. No, go back to that. Die when they're 18. 6 children have died with the sign of the witch on their brow. What happens if I start to combine these thoughts? What's he gonna say if I just throw them all together and hit the think button? That's what I want to know. Is he just gonna spit out the combination? That doesn't make sense. Okay, let's remove the date of his death and 18 years old. Maybe something else. Let's remove... Let's just do mirrors and 11. Since there were mirrors everywhere, could the writer have seen 9 instead of 11? Reverse of the sign. Okay. So then, let's say it's reverse of the sign, so it's 9. And then date of Hallow's death. No. 6 children died, maybe? Since 9... Wait. Sign shows 9. Since 6 children died, 3 are left. Since 6 children died, 3 are left. If there's 3 kids left and they die at 18 years old... Is this the right thread? Maybe add this one? If a child dies every 18 years for 3 children... Alright, here we go! If a child dies every 18 years for 3 children, 18 times 3 equals 54 years should pass. So can the rebirth date be 1699 plus 54? Okay, low-key, that was not a well-written poem. That was not the nicestly written poem. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on. Can the rebirth date be 1753? I'll buy it. So it was a child dies every 18 years. I thought it just said that your kids are going to die at the age of 18. That's probably it, though. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. 1753. Welcome, Clark. What? Organizer date entry. Okay. We can do that, though. I've never seen a digital organizer before, but I guess you pop in the date and it tells you what you have to do on that date. Here we go. I found a barely legible metal plate on the half-ruined garden wall that showed the number of the house. Without hesitation, I recorded it in my digital organizer. This was the 3rd of January, 2011. Alright. Let's find out what this number was. So, 1... No, I did that wrong. 11. Is it the other way then? 0301 11? But he said he put it in there. Hang on, how do Europeans do dates? Alright, I have one thought. there was a confusing list of codes, was there not, in the desk at his office. I'm just gonna hit the automatic. This seems to be a list of some symbols. I have no idea what they're used for. Very helpful. Yeah, that's about what I expected him to deduce from it. Someone entered Mr. Field's residence and dug somewhere. Who might that be? Wait. I got that clue for a reason I didn't expect. Oh! When you piece one clue together, it eliminates the previous clues that are no longer important. I pieced together the wet shovel with Clark's death. And for some reason those two things were made together. Oh, hold up, I'm being stupid. Okay, that's right. The reason that I could not get into the organizer in the first place while trying to solve it is because the game wants me to put together clues from this list. There's an option here for the organizer date entry. So maybe before I can properly put in a date, I have to determine from my clues which dates would be important. How about important event? No, it's not that. Let me look again at how hints work in this game, because I think I'm ready for one. Is this how you get a hint? It tells me there's no hints available, and I think that's the game's way of saying, fuck you, you chose senior detective. Alright. I have received a spoiler, and I will be punished profusely for doing so. But I have to say, this is a pretty, shit solution. Even the walkthrough said that it may be an error, the way that this happened. So, for one thing, there may be a clue that I missed because I didn't inspect something as hard as I could have. I will show you right here in his office. It's the briefcase here on this table. So... fucking, where is it? Apparently, the game gives you no prompting for this. You open this up, and press the button. What kind of number would a forgetful person like Mr. Field use as a password? So, okay, when he says it like that, it's a little more obvious. And so what's supposed to happen is that we now have that clue. So the clue is locked case. Birthday, question mark? I don't think so. That does kind of push you in the right direction. Man, I just wish I pushed that button so that I knew that this would be an actual clue. What you're supposed to do is his date of birth. What would make sense is his date of birth with an important event that he wrote happened. But they the community guide says that it seemed like an error that there is no clue that you can make from this. Because that is the solution. You're supposed to do a little bit of addition. He was born in 1976. An important event happened when he was 22 years old. So that important, this moment that greatly affected him happened in the year 22 plus 1976, 1998. And for that reason, this password is supposed to be 1998. So I'm gonna have to be more thorough with my hitboxes going forward. I don't want to have more spoilers if I can help it. But this also does feel like it was a slightly incomplete touch, or they expect you to make a lot of inferences. Because it's that difficult on all difficulties, I'm pretty sure. I unlocked it. There you go. So he used the year of the company takeover as the password. Cool. I thought it might pop open. Okay. What's in here? More documents. It's his cassette tapes! Oh, that's big. Oh, that's gonna propel me forward. These are Mr. Field's notes. Alright, I'm back into the game now! I'm able to do shit in ages now. Part 3 out of 4. What is this? June 9th, 2011. Last night during our conversation, Ivar blurted out that he has a secret meeting place in Northwood Forest. Yes, I clearly recall this because as soon as he realized that he had been made a mistake, he tried to change the subject. After a short while, when he realized that I had understood him, he told me that he was planning to invite me there quite soon. First, he had to speak with some people whose identities he intentionally avoided revealing. He spoke about this place a bit and emphasized in particular that it had been empty for a long time, but from an aesthetic point of view had every comfort that people like us always seek. He told some tales about this place which is far away from the closest habitation, and came about through a series of events that are mostly forgotten now. He told me that it always seemed to be a place of pure evil, without even taking into account a few rumors. And it is not known who built it or when it was constructed. In time, it became an object of fear, which also caused people to be afraid of the forest. He left after that, telling me that he would soon invite me to this place where he and some of his special friends met. After he left, my mind was churning with strange thoughts. After so many gruesome things that had been mentioned, it may sound strange to some people that I still wanted to see such a place where darkness and myths of dark medieval ages were imprinted. But things like that are the only things that matter to someone like me. Okay, so before I hit the Autodoc scan, meeting place in Northwood Forest must be a clue. Ivan Bergen has a secret meeting place in the woods. We know that now. Maybe the date? No. Nope, that was it. Just the secret meeting place. July 15th, 2011. We're getting a lot closer to October now, which is when he died. After quite some time, I got to see that special secret meeting place that Ivar had mentioned and promised to invite me to. During a stormy night, I had to traverse Northwood Forest, a place that no one wants to enter after dark due to its lonely and notoriously twilight world, which can daunt even the bravest person. I drove my car through the forest on the uneven soil pathway between the dimly lit evanescent lights and sounds which resembled the nighttime frolics of wild fawns. Suddenly, I saw, or thought I saw, some recesses which probably opened up to some underground clefts or cave, which I had heard many tales during my childhood about, since some of them are believed to be meeting places for witches. This caused my uneasiness to grow. Maybe the matter that caused me to be so greatly affected there is the 200-year-old incident that had caused a drunk man named Annibal Glaucio to scream horribly whilst running into the town on the uneven soil pathway and trails from that forest. He had been bleeding profusely, and because of his screams, he had caused everyone to wake up and gather around him. I read this story of craziness in a newspaper article, as told by the drunk himself. In this article, he mentioned a group of people who had worn clothes made of animal skins living in a small cave hidden by the forest at the foot of Northwood Mountain. After reading something, the strange group summoned something from beneath a dark well-like hole by pounding the palms of their hands onto the ground and playing a thing that the drunk described as a musical instrument which was set up at the edge of that dark well-like hole. He's describing the Yathers. We read about them in the first episode. After that, as a result of the thing that had answered the group's call and come from below the well-like hole, the drunk had run screaming, "Asda noite," all the way to the town. And I know that, according to the article, all the local people accused him of being in a drunken stupor while in the forest and inventing the entire story. I investigated the story and discovered that it was in accordance with some historical truths, and I decided that these are not matters that can be invented by a simple drunk like Annibal Glaucio. Maybe for that reason, that night, I proceeded through the forest with a cautious feeling inside me. Now I can't be sure. When I reached that sinister-looking place situated on a cliff just outside the forest, the time was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was not large, but its old, darkened, waterlogged, and worm-eaten wooden planks made it seem disturbing, and, since I could not discern its features in the darkness of the moonlight, it seemed to me even more formidable. With this manifestation, I couldn't help thinking that Edwin Pickman was looking at it when he wrote these lines. Edwin Pickman? There it stands under sunlight, a marker to show it's still there, as black as a night with no moonlight, and its doom is laid so bare. Pickman was one of the poets in that book we have. Participating in the meeting were these three strange people, in addition to Ivar and myself. As time passed, our conversation got deeper, and I felt as though their verbal and facial expressions were emitting a penetrating, dense, evil sensation and a disgusting pressure which made me feel nauseous. At first, I thought that this feeling which somehow I couldn't shake off, even though I firmly tried, because it was caused by the height and age of the place. But now, I shiver with fear much more than even that night, when I remembered looking into their corpse-like dull eyes, and remembering the fast movements of their exceedingly thin bodies, and their whispering in an unfamiliar language while looking directly at my face. Until morning in that worm-eaten building, which is standing on that sinister cliff, we spoke about suspicious topics and unknown secrets without caring about the freezing effect of the whistling wind that blew in from between the rotten old planks. Maybe the thing that helped me not to care about the place, and, most important of all, about those 3 cadavers, were the topics that enchanted me and benumbed me like alcohol. Is he being literal? They were walking corpses here? These topics were beyond all ordinary human thinking and perception. They showed me some carved antique stone pieces, old books, and told me about the hidden machine that only Franz Mesmer dared mention, and about that and about the powerful alchemists and magicians whose names are unknown to ordinary people. I couldn't help thinking that there were many more things that weren't shown to me. For a long time, I thought that I heard some strange noises that I could hardly separate from the roaring sound of the sea that accompanied the storm, which I didn't dare mention when I saw that the others were unaware of this. I can now say with certainty that this forest is not for the sane people. It is a place where night creatures gather to worship Nyx by dancing, howling, jumping from tree to tree, and sacrificing in the underground passageways, and I don't want to go to that rotten place which now belongs once more to the forest. Spooky. Last page. July 18th, 2011. I think I dropped my digital organizer in the well during my mad rush out, which frightens me to consider. I couldn't find it, although I searched everywhere in here, in my apartment, which is downtown, and in my office. This is very bad for a forgetful person like me, who sometimes can't even remember something that happened even an hour ago. However, I don't want to go down there even one more time just to get my digital organizer. After all that craziness, isn't it ironic that I'm still staying here out of my own volition? Okay, let's comb through for some clues real quick. As da Noite means the Night Ones in Portuguese, also the name of a deep-rooted mythological belief of something. Read it again. Mythical belief which is about the presence of the dead in the world of the living. Yeah, it sounds like we've got some sort of necromancy going on in the Northwood Forest. Dropped it in the well. So the organizer I found in the well belongs to Mr. Field. Who the hell else would it belong to, sir? This is cassette number 1. Okay, hold up. We are finding the cassettes now. I forget exactly what he said about what happened on this tape, but I guess we'll listen to it now. Alright, play it.
Old and now unused Moreland Cemetery, Brengston.
Cemetery.
48 AM, 5th of October 2010.
5th of October 2010. There's the day coming before the date again. Sneaky, sneaky puzzle.
In Ivar's
I guess this is alright.
7 AM, 5th of July 2011.
So, the only thing that we apparently need, and yes, this is me getting a hint because, holy shit, this is narrow. The only thing that was important here is learning the date that they went to Ivar's cabin. And that was... Say it again for me?
7 AM.
5th of July, 2011. So that would be 05, 07, 11. And that is apparently the date that we pop into the organizer. Please give me an address. Okay, is it 07, 05, 11? Okay, so they put the month first. Just like I do. Meeting at Ivar's place. 10 miles northwest. He says I should go there immediately. Oh boy. Okay, so we finally made an advancement. No, open that back up. I wanted to read what that said. I don't feel so well. What's happening to me? Oh, shit. Remembering this is a horror game. I don't feel so well myself now. Come on. Let's exit the Harmall house. I think that would be a good idea, I think. I suppose. Yeah, he's jittery. He's got the jitters. Come on. You're not sleeping here. Okay, good. Better go home to rest for a bit. Well, I'm glad that the game recognized that as a day's worth of progress, because holy shit. That wasn't too many things, but they took me a long time to figure out. I feel better now. But my head is still aching. I better get some sleep. Sure. You just lay off the nightmares, buddy. Something in Clark Field's house just makes us physically ill. Some smell coming out of the cellar. I can't imagine what it did to Clark Field's sanity if he was living there for so long. Alright. Can I just get one peaceful night of sleep? Just one. Maybe I will. Maybe it's just gonna make spooky noises and I'll wake up. No. No, I'm in the well. I'm having nightmares of being in the well. What is happening? How did I come to be in this? I have to get out of here. Dude! The rope won't hold me up. Are we actually there? Did we, like, sleep? Did we sleepwalk here? We just fall to the bottom? We are now at the bottom of the well. Oh no. Okay, hold up. We have an inventory and everything. But it's been wiped. Are we actually here? Strange. A blue fire. Human remains at the bottom of the well. I need some light. It's too dark ahead. We're making a torch. Oh, we have a torch. Oh, shit. Better than nothing. Can't open it. It's stuck. We have a wrench now, don't we? No, it's an abnormally huge bone. It just looked like a wrench. There's a small opening in the door. The bone is too thick to fit inside it. I need something thinner. I don't know, there were finger bones down here. There is nothing under it. It's just an ordinary rock. Break the bone against it. I can use this rock to break the bone. There you go. Alright, broke a piece off the bone. Now it may fit in the door. We just love bone breaking noises. They're so pleasant to listen to. Now it's like a shiv. That would be the Saurian statue. I'm so worried that this isn't a nightmare and I'm actually here. I don't know, maybe it's like Bloodborne, where this is just where I go when I sleep now. A puzzle. Oh boy. Love me a classic gear puzzle. There's a hole in this. It seems like something is missing. This is more than just placing cogwheels, isn't it? Yeah, because there's multiple places they can go. I don't know what to make of that. Okay, I'm feeling a little safer now. I'm getting more adventure vibes than horror. Some roots broke in by breaking the stone wall and entwined this block to reach the upper level. I don't even want to ask where the smoke is going from those fires. It's got a ring on. Spring. What's this doing here? Mine now. What's up top? Why are you coughing? What is this place? A crypt? Is it? What's that, a chalice? There's all these little alcoves. I can't open it, it's stuck. The ring I took from the finger statue. It is mine, how could it be? What do you mean it's yours? It is mine? How could it be? Wait, this is our ring? And we found it in this place? Shit is getting cyclopean, I tell you. Oh, little thing. Did I hear someone speaking, or am I imagining things? He's prefacing all of this as if he's not actually having a nightmare, if he just woke up climbing down the well. I think I would actually be terrified of sleepwalking, because it seems like something I'm capable of, because I sleep very, very heavy. I sleep through a lot of things that I shouldn't be able to. So, sleepwalking is genuinely like a fear of mine. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the lever. Pop that in. We crank this to try to move the gears. Okay. So let's consider how to best do this. Okay, what happens if I just make a completely alternate route with the gears? Can this achieve something? Oh, that looks like it worked. Hate that noise. Solve the cogwood puzzle in... Okay, there you go. It's a nightmare. So this is apparently a nightmare. I feel a little bit better now. But it still begs the question, how am I seeing this shit that's at the bottom of Oblivion? At the bottom of the well. That's the part that... What is happening? Am I hearing things? I heard someone speaking and knocking sounds. There's a symbol here. I have no idea what it depicts. No! This won't work. You know what? I can inspect the ring. And it does have a specific symbol on it, doesn't it? Is one of these glowing blue symbols that symbol? It's this one. That's the spitting image of the ring. Oh shit. Symbol matches the one on the ring. Can this be related? I better investigate the coffin. So it is a crypt then. There's a coffin through this little porthole here. Oh my gosh, it's like a sarcophagus. Yeah, it's a... Human remains, all right. Whose tomb did I open in my dream? What is the meaning of this? Yeah, buddy, me too. I feel sleepy. Didn't I sleep enough last night? It wasn't a dream. What? I've slept for 2 days. How could this happen? That shit was not a dream. We slept for 2 days straight. Your body is not your own anymore, Howard. You're being possessed by something. Well, day 3, time loss, November 10th, 2011. Really, it's day 5 now, isn't it? We gonna be taking our meds again, sir? Guess so. What? The taste. The drug has a different taste. What is going on? This is not my drug. Maybe Arthur can help me. What the fuck is going on? What is this? Who put this here? (10, 11, 2011). Meeting at the cabin after midnight. Gerald. We've never heard the name Gerald before, but this is like a week before he died. Is there anything on the back? Why is it cut and torn in such a weird way? And why is this in my house? Clearly, if someone wanted to give that to me, they stand to gain something from it. Is someone helping me solve the investigation, or are they trying to throw suspicion on whoever they want to be the fall guy? Because I have no idea who Gerald is. Alright, we're calling Arthur, and then that might be the end of this episode. Pick up the damn phone, Arthur.
Hello, Arthur.
Howard, how are you feeling?
I need a favor, Arthur. I found something, and I need you to get it analyzed for me.
What? You're not still on about that case.
I never stop working.
You're supposed to be getting some rest, mate. That's what you need. Let someone else worry about the work for a change.
You're right, I know. It's not the case. It's something else. Arthur, I'm asking you as a favor. Will you help me?
All right. I'm going out of town soon. Bring it into the office and I'll have it checked out when I get back.
Out of town? Where are you going?
Just personal business, mate. I'll be back in a few days.
Okay, Arthur. Take care.
I don't trust
You
that.
too, Howard. See you.
See ya.
I do not think Arthur can be trusted. Tastes completely different. Alright, I'll call it there. Some frustrating snags in this one. Some very minor spoilers were used, but it's mainly because the game was being narrow, and also because I missed very small hitboxes. Whatever, I'll take a punishment for it. I'll take it on the nose if I have to. It's whatever. I'm still very much enjoying this game. And I look forward to seeing where it takes me.